Friday, May 18th, you're looking at the current price for Facebook shares on the NASDAQ. I'm Evan Newmark. Welcome to Mean Street. Today, a very special day. Thank heavens it's Friday, and thank heavens this Facebook IPO has been launched. So hopefully by next week I won't have to talk about it ever again. I will not even address the Zuckerberg wealthometer. I will not stoop to that level. Instead, I will stoop to serve my two colleagues here, Rolf Winkler, Thorol Barker.
Evan, hi.
Heard on the street gurus. First question, gentlemen. Facebook IPO, success or failure? Rolf Winkler.
Success. They had to move a lot of stock. It's still above the offer price.
Total success. Look.
Total success.
Two things. One is this is way above the early range for a start. So let's remember that this was bumped up a lot before we got here. And secondly, the fact it hasn't gone through the roof suggests that Zuckerberg got what he wanted. Wall Street didn't get rich off this. The underwriters didn't get much money, and he didn't leave a lot on the table. So that was kind of perfect for him.
Why is public perception, or why will the media, we being of the media, why will we play this thing as a damp squib, as the British might say, as a bit of a fumble, as not a success then? Why, and by the way, directionally I agree with both of you guys, why is that the case?
Well, everybody
what is it about
LinkedIn, a year ago May, LinkedIn of course opens at 45 after setting the price target at 35, and then they priced it at 45 and they opened at 93. So after that, everybody realized, oh my God, we can make money on IPOs again. It's off to the races, a la the late 90s. Even some of the other ones, Groupon, Zynga,
and remember this
Pandora, these things popped a lot on the first day.
More than the other IPOs last year. This thing has been crawled over for months now. I mean, people have been going through this prospectus. They've been debating it endlessly. There was a lot of information and debate out there about this company. So if it had popped 100%, someone would have done something wrong, frankly.
And not only would they have done something wrong, but the truth is this was a huge deal. I think, one of the things that's been overlooked here is the size of the transaction. I think all in, at the end of the day, maybe as much as $18 billion of stock. Right. That is a huge amount of stock, and if you contrast that with a lot of these other offerings that you've written about, Rolf, in which the offering was squeezed down to 5–6% of the float, a Zynga, a Groupon, there's a lot of stock that has to be placed. This stock is not, there has to be a lot of demand for the stock to go up 30%, let's say.
I think that's exactly a huge point.
So why did the media get it, in fact, wrong? Why were there lots of commentators and people out there? I'm not talking about you guys, because I think you are cautious people by nature.
Realistic, I think.
But why
Biden in the mid to low 20s, that's where we are.
No, but why were a lot of people, why did, you hear $50, $60, $70 a share?
They were raising the estimates. It's a delicate dance. They want to build that momentum ahead of time, so they come out with the 77 to 96 billion target range, which of course sounded low because it was trading at 70, 75 billion as early as a year ago.
Right.
And more than a year ago. But then of course they ticked it up to 93 to 104, so that's building momentum, and then people are thinking, well, they got to engineer that first day pop because that is demonstrating, this is how underwriters, you're a banker, you're going to have to tell us this, but the way the underwriters get fidelity and capital into the stock is to say, look, you're going to make your 10% today, so you want to get it at, we're going to give you the allocation,
let me just touch on that. Thorol.
So we all assumed you'd get a little
You
pop.
are a fund manager at Fidelity or at Capital or at BlackRock. You're calling your broker, the large your institutional salesman at Morgan Stanley. Are you happy? Are you sad and angry at him right now, today, given that the stock is trading at $40.50 and may break issue? Are you happy or sad?
I'm okay.
You're okay?
No, and the reason being, if it had gone up 30%, I'd be happy, and I might have offloaded some shares, and I'd have made some money. That's great. I can hardly complain. It's up 7%. I made a bit of money. I clearly have some belief in the company if I've been willing to buy it at that level. So, there's not a lot I can complain about, frankly. And I think going back to this point about the media getting it wrong of thinking $70 and stuff like that. Hang on.
Well, who said 70?
But the point is, if there's an offering like this, there are going to be some people who basically say, I'm buying it at any price. I believe in the dream. Just give me something and I'll pay whatever it takes. But those aren't the people, to your point, in a $16 billion offering that will set the price. You need people who are going to put real money in at a sensible valuation. And this thing, as Rolf has written extensively about, this is priced pretty aggressively given what we know about the company.
What
and the
do you think is the reaction of the retail investors, the mom and pop investors, who this thing was held out as, how do we get mom and pop back involved in the stock market? Could it be the Facebook IPO? Do you think that's all a lot of hogwash? Or do you think the mom and pop investors are going to look at this and go, oh, you see, kind of worked out the way it was supposed to?
I don't know. I think mom and pop probably put in their indication of interest, hoped they would get an allocation at 38, make a quick buck.
And dump shares.
Dump shares.
You don't really think very highly of mom and pop, did you?
I don't know. What are mom and pop? What are mom and pop trying to do with Facebook today? Are they buy and hold?
Really know.
How many people are buy and hold? How much did this thing turn over? Let's look at the volume at the end of the day. I'd be curious to know how many people
it's
actually.
It's almost at 100% turnover. It's like 350 million shares.
And,
I think
and why mom and pop are playing IPOs when, frankly, if they want to take a bet on volatile tech stocks, they can buy Apple, they can buy Google. There are plenty of things out there where they can take a sensible position on something. To buy into this is kind of a lottery day one.
Final question, which neither of you are going to want to answer, but I'm going to ask it anyway. We have almost 2 hours left in the trading day.
Where's it going to end?
Will it or will it not break issue?
No.
It will not break issue. Thorold Barker, absolutely not.
Absolutely not. Not a chance.
Before I answer this question, I'd like to say that Evan Newmark was on the record earlier today saying that if it broke 40, it was going below 38.
Well, it got pretty darn close to breaking issue. But
you got a rolling 1 hour review, so that's changed.
I got to run, and it's still my show, Rolf Winkler. Thank you very much, Thorold Barker, for being here.